All right, Deadpool 3 is a wrap. That's right. It's happening. It's done. It's buttoned up. And without the strike, I think we probably would have had this sooner. But I can't tell you, there's a ton of fans that are really hanging their hopes on this movie. And this is what we got. We got this image of Ryan Reynolds and Deadpool gear in his crotch, and a little bit of comment right here. Van City Reynolds, he posted this. So let's go through this. It says Deadpool 3 wraps filming after a strike delay. Ryan Reynolds announced it's mostly tears. That's right. The lengthy delay caused by the SAG-AFTRA strike, Marvel Studios' Deadpool 3 has wrapped filming, Ryan Reynolds announced Wednesday on Instagram, thanks Deadpool 3 cast, crew, director Shawn Levy, while poking fun at his co-star Hugh Jackman. The touching, borderline heartfelt message was offset in classic Reynolds and Deadpool fashion by a picture of the superhero's spandexed crotch. The suit hides the blood, also sweat, but today, with Deadpool rapping, it's mostly tears. A giant and forever thanks to the cast and crew of our film who battled wind, rain, strikes, and the Hugh Jackman, all under stalwart leadership of Shawn Levy. He wrote on Instagram, I got to make a movie with my closest pals, and it doesn't happen very often. See y'all on July 26th. So then there's that. That's the image. It says originally was slated for May the 3rd, but it's been pushed back to July. They're blaming the strike. This is a part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe after Disney acquired Fox. The two previous Deadpool movies, along with the entire X-Men franchise, are owned and released by Fox. That was in 2019. This movie is a reunion of Reynolds and Fox. They were in the X-Men Origins movie Wolverine. And let's see, it'll bring him and Wolverine together. The iconic hero died at the end of Logan, but characters have a way of returning to the dead in the MCU. So, well, in comic books in general. So, this is, in my opinion, it is probably the last hurrah of some of the multiverse stuff. And I don't know exactly how they want to reshape things. I think they basically have created like 3 to 4 to 5 different scenarios, I gotta be honest. So, we saw with season 1 of Loki with what they did with Kang, and Kang basically is like the keeper of everything. In What If, they created at least 2 other versions of how Thanos could have been defeated. So, technically, even though there was supposed to only be one way, there is really multiple ways. So they really kind of already have a multiversal universe of things that are happening simultaneously. They don't mention Kang in those universes, so I'm not quite sure. And now, of course, we see other what ifs that I haven't even talked about at this point. Then when you got to Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, we only saw a couple things, but what we did see was yet a completely different perspective. No comments or links back to the time variants. No even thoughts of how that sort of spaghetti's out and how it's manipulated, where the dark hold factors. So I'm not quite sure I totally get what they were going for and doing. And then with Ant-Man and Kang, we didn't really have any multiversal stuff. We just had quantum universe stuff. So it easily creates yet another layer. And then, of course, the credit scene with the Council of Kangs. And then, of course, Loki season 2, where they try to fix all of Loki season 1. And now it's like he's sitting on the throne holding all the timelines together through a tree that basically can keep everything going so we can all have free will and not blow the universe up. And it can create a Kang war, but now we're moving away from Kang. So in the middle of all of this stuff with Kang, I always kind of thought, well, Deadpool and with all the the rumored stuff with all the other Fox products, I think we're going to have a litany of all of the cameos. I think you're probably going to have obviously some of the Fox X-Men. You're going to probably have you may even have, Affleck as Daredevil, I believe. You may have Ghost Rider, Nick Cage. You'll have pretty much anything and everything that they acquired. I wouldn't even be shocked if there was a Wesley Snipes Blade or something like that, just to kind of figure out how they want to pass the torch, put everything back together in a bucket. The thing is they could do this with Hugh Jackman as Wolverine because those are the two biggest fan favorites. I would say if we took a poll, Tom Holland, Spider-Man. I know what they did with Iron Man and Cap is kind of sacrilegious in a lot of ways, but I think Deadpool and Wolverine would probably poll near the top anyway as some of the fan favorites. So using them almost as like the icing or the sprinkles, it's kind of giving them the goodwill they need to have a chance to kind of figure out what the ship is. The problem is the leadership parts haven't really changed. Like no one has massively changed anything. Kevin Feige is still the one calling the shots. I don't think he really has expressed any comments that really steers us in a different direction. Now we do see what's happening over with Daredevil revamp, but I don't know that really gives us a ton of hope until we see it, right? Until we know for sure what the final version is. They just came off of the deconstruction of Kingpin, so why do I have faith that they're going to do this right? The writers and some of the creators that were behind Deadpool 3 are either extremely inexperienced or they're agenda creators, just like some of the others were. So Shawn Levy's not, Reynolds and Jackman are not, but who's to say? So, but that is the latest. We now have it wrapped. It is a July release date, so they really can't wait too long to probably have some sort of teaser out. I don't know what big convention would work for that because obviously Comic-Con is way too close to the release date. So I don't know. They would probably need to figure out how to get some sort of teaser together here in the spring as soon as possible. I would think February or March, you'd want to try to hit something. So maybe there's a big tentpole project or something that's dropping that they want to throw something out there because that would really be good for business and kind of take control of the buzz and let all of this other, I want to call it dirty content, work itself out. Whatever they're doing with Agatha, whatever they're doing with all this other. So let all the dirty content wash itself through the ringer of whatever they're going to do with all that, and use this as the goodwill branch, the olive branch, before we kind of figure out what else we're doing. Because if we're still going to have this very divisive sounding Captain America project and some of this other stuff, none of that sounds like what everybody's clamoring for. So there you go, guys. What do you guys think? Is Deadpool 3 like the must? Is this the new Guardians 3? Because that's what it was last time, right? Last time it was like, well, I don't like any of this stuff. I don't look forward to any of this stuff, but Guardians 3. And you go see Guardians 3, and it was fine. Way too long, needed to be cleaned up and edited, in my opinion, in a much shorter version, but it wasn't the worst thing in the world. It actually had a decent villain. Is that pretty much where everybody's at? Because we don't really, the rumors are all over the map. Female villain, different characters, supplanting other characters. So who knows? All bets are kind of off until we find out more detail. So that's the latest. Look forward to hearing from you. You guys take care.
Yeah. Right? And I'm not playing no game.